boogie the beat. Now bang bang boogie to the boogie to your bang.
My brothers, my sisters, my kinfolk, my Nijis, what it do, fam? What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. Y'all already know, back at you again, dropping another one. Shit, goddamn it. Matter of fact, Tuesday I recorded. It's in Morris, Illinois. Today's Thursday, Morris, Illinois again. At Costco. Didn't have to wait this long to get in the dock, so not gonna complain. Just gonna roll with the flow. Y'all already know what I like to do, so let's go ahead and get into it. Today is Thursday, so I like to give thanks to the planet Jupiter. I like to give thanks to Sophia. I like to give thanks to Azazel. I like to give thanks to Lilith. I like to give thanks to Isis. I like to give thanks to Tahuti. I like to give thanks to Hathor. I like to give thanks to Ra. I like to give thanks to Lakshmi. I like to give thanks to Ganesh. I like to give thanks to Krishna. I like to give thanks to Basset. I like to give thanks to Hanuman. I like to give thanks to Oshun. I like to give thanks to Shango. I like to give thanks to Jade Emperor. I like to give thanks to Jade Empress. I like to give thanks to Thunderbird. I like to give thanks to Selene. I like to give thanks to Thor. I like to give thanks to Odin. And I also like to give thanks to all of the gods and goddesses that are known and unknown on this day. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Alright, fam, there it is. Now, this is kind of continuing from what I said about, you know, like the trucking shit, but this is more of a soapbox rant. I just gotta get some stuff. It's been a lot of shit that's been on my mind. So, and this is what soapbox is all about. Certain things that on my mind, or what the spirit or my higher self tells me, I just run with it. And this was something that my higher self has said about ranting, trucking issues, and then ranting, just really trucking and real life issues are, in my opinion, are the same. But to everyone else, they might not be the same. So there it is. First things first. Big Bro had yesterday or the day before, we was talking, and he was like, man, did you hear about the RN nurses going on strike in New York City because they don't want to get the jab? And I was like, nah, I ain't heard that one. We have already heard about Houston, the RNs in Houston. And I said, bro, did you hear on the news a couple of days ago about some of the nurses in it's a hospital in Indianapolis? A lot of the nurses that do not have the jab said that they're not going to get the jab, and you know, the hospital administrators are talking about, you know, firing them and whatnot. So, you know, that's one. You know, something that bro has said to me. He said people should open up their eyes and really think for a hot second on the lines of the people that see this virus, infection, germs, etc., on an everyday basis. If they do not want to get it, that should be telling other folks maybe something is not right. You know, to each his own. Let me just say that. I personally, me and my wife, we still said that we're not going to do it for our own reasons. Because I pinpointed out to her that I kind of feel like people, you know, us as a community, it's like we have a short-term memory about what happened in the Tuskegee experiments. Just saying. Delta Airlines, they are letting go 600, 800 employees that do not have the jab. That's another one. The big time trucking companies. Now, I haven't really heard too much from the pipeline, but I do know that the companies, matter of fact, hell, I can use them. Swift, Snyder, JB Hunt, big time corporate, Warner, DM Bowman, your top, hell, you might as well say your top 20. Matter of fact, let's say top 50. Your top 50 corporate trucker companies that have over 100 plus employees. Haven't heard too much about what their plans are, because I do know for a fact that a lot of drivers do not have the jab. I'm just putting it out there. A lot of drivers have also said if they are forced, they'll quit. And I know that a lot of y'all that might be watching this are not like in your, I'm gonna say 60s. And the reason I'm saying 60s is because I think it might have been 77 or 78. 60s coming down to my age group, in the 40s. Well, I don't remember, but I remember hearing stories about what I'm about to say. In the 70s, the truck drivers had went on strike. Every truck driver in the United States went on strike, and it was due to the oil prices, because they was what's going on now. Like I said, it's like people have a short-term memory on remembering what happened in the past, because the past is replaying itself. But anyway, all of the drivers, they shut it down, and the whole entire country had came to a fucking halt. Now, I'm saying that not trying to put fear in anybody's mind, anybody's heart. I'm just telling you, prepare yourself, because in my industry, they don't know what they're going to do. And it's sad, but everybody that's not in this industry, do what you can do on saving money. Well, besides saving money, stock up. I mean, like, really stock up. Stock up on food, essentials, toilet paper, all that good shit. Stock up on it, because if things start to go sideways in this industry, the country is going to be affected. It's no ifs, ands, and buts about that one. Another one. I told my wife this morning, I'm starting to see kind of like a new racist thing going on. It kind of seems like the powers that be, they have been very, very successful at the whole black and white, white and black issue, and the separation, and also the division. Well, as y'all know, over decades, things have started to change where everybody is starting to realize we all one. And it's now the powers that be, they don't like that. Now, I'm not sitting up here saying, the jab and the vaccine, well, let's just say jab. The jab, everything else, it's a hoax. I'm not saying that, because I don't know. I do know that it's a very, very nasty thing if you catch it, because my family and myself had caught it. Motherfucker was down. I could breathe, so I knew it wasn't walking pneumonia. I had walking pneumonia in the past, but anyway, let me get to this. It seems like now they put so much pressure on people get the jab, and some people are getting the jab, and some people ain't. Well, it's like now people that either have the jab or don't have the jab, they kind of look at the opposite person funny. Where now people are starting to be a little bit more judgmental than what they was before. You know, this is gonna lead into this very, very last talking point, because I am gonna do a part 2, just part 1. Y'all don't know the powers that be. These motherfuckers do magic spells and rituals and everything else. This is what y'all don't know. When we as people get our minds and also our heart basically get emotionally attached to certain issues and certain topics, they take that energy from us and they do what they want to do. They do what they want to do. And if you do not believe me, only thing you have to do is sit back and watch and pay attention. Just watch and pay attention. They do this shit on a consistent basis, putting fear into people's minds and also into their hearts. See, they know and they know and they realize and they understand. Cause see, I gotta get to it. They realize, they understand, and they know that. I think it might be in the other one. Is it fear and fearfulness? They know that fearfulness weakens your heart, basically your emotion. You get emotionally attached to certain things. You get to thinking about certain things. You get worrying about certain things. I can't find it, so it's all good. You get worrying about certain things, and you kind of don't know what to do. You almost look like you're a chicken running around with your head cut off. But to be honest with you, fam, you're not. So pay attention to what's going on. Ask questions. Ask questions. And I'm going to say this also, and I'm done with this. They have been lying to us our whole entire life. They have lied to our parents. They have lied to our grandparents. Now, when it comes to our great grandparents, for the ones that know, our great grandparents, they knew because they went through certain shit. My great grandfather, he was forced to walk from Philadelphia, Mississippi to basically Jackson or Canton, Mississippi. And they was trying to get him and all of his tribe and his people to walk to Oklahoma. See, now y'all know where I'm going with this. My great grandfather refused to walk to Oklahoma. He didn't leave Mississippi. My great grandfather is a red Choctaw Indian. Choctaw is in my bloodline. It's in my bloodline. Still trying to figure out what's on my my mother's side of the family, because this is on my father's side of the family. And I'm so proud that they used to call him Pawpaw. I'm so glad that Pawpaw chose not to make that walk. I'm glad that he chose to stay and fight and stand for something. You know, my daddy used to tell me all the time, and now it's starting to make sense, like maybe this is where he got this from his grandfather. Because my daddy used to say to me all the time, say, son, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. He always used to say that to me. And that's the only thing that I can say to you, fam. Stand for something, but do not fall for anything. Question everything that you see and everything that you hear. Start to do your own research. Start to find out shit for yourself. It's not that fucked up out here right now. Are we gonna make it? Yes, we are. We are going to be okay. But at the end of the day, the powers that be have been trying to put so much fear in our minds and also in our hearts. And we need to get out of that. We need to get out of that. The opposite of fear is brave. The opposite of fearfulness is optimistic. So be optimistic, fam. But that's it. I'm done. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. My brothers, my sisters, my kinfolk, my Nijis, I appreciate it. And I thank you for taking time out of your day to listen and to watch my copper tone ass. Peace, love, and joy. Holla.